Hi everyone and welcome back to Grumpy Monkey Trading. This is your first week in review for July 16th through the 20th, looking at AAOI and Disney. So I had some predictions last week that we're going to just see how well or poorly I did. I said AAOI, there was a lot of bullish indicators there and we were looking for 55. And Disney, that it could slow down near 112 and chase up to 114. So let's take a look what happened and see what my predictions turned out to be like. Let's start with AAOI. So I had mocked up with my program here some areas of resistance in the 50 region. Those were proved to be quite substantial because when we got into the week, we can see here that the next 2 days pushed up against those resistance points and used 47 as support. But that resistance proved to be too much, and then AAOI basically tanked all the way down to this lower support here at 42. Now this is quite concerning. There's a couple of reasons for this, at least it seemed on the outside. One, an article came out about potentially this being more impacted, this stock being more impacted by some of the trade tariffs that are being put on by Trump, as well as some concerns about margin pressure from other competitors. And people, I think, said, "Well, I'd rather sit on the sidelines than wait this out." So, in terms of the scope of my prediction program, if you note the black points, we were at least able to mark out this is the potential extreme of a drop. It's just unfortunate that that's the actual route it took. I did think by looking at those indicators that we had a good chance at some positive momentum, and it definitely seems like that has halted, at least for the short term, leading into those earnings. Now let's take a look at Disney. So Disney, this is what we were looking at. We were pressed up against 110. And I'd had some initial concerns about this missing piece here, this missing black point to say that it was predicted to go in that region. I didn't really personally feel like there was going to be a drop, leading into some resistance, and let's see what happened. So this is where we were, and basically, boom, we shot up. This is really validating some of the work that I did on the software side, because you can see even on that first point here that we have the low touching very near to that first resistance mark going up to the high one. Here we have it going into this area of heavy resistance on the 19th, just touching it and then falling back. And actually a pretty good representation for the black points of where this could go, and really a nice representation in the resistance area as well. So the results here were actually really encouraging in my prediction of going up to 112, testing up to 114, was pretty darn on the money. We started off a little slow and then we shot up. So yeah, I get the gold star on AOI and the less gold star on Disney. Now, what I had seen there though was that this didn't really make sense to me, and I wanted to try and improve on it in the algorithm. I felt like there might be a little hole there that was getting created, and it was true. I found a couple bugs. And a place where I kind of took a chance and said, I'll do it a little general and we'll see if that turns out. And it turns out it didn't. So this is what we had initially. So we can see that same gap. And then with some improvements, I was able to fill in that gap in this region. And that really marks out that area that you saw before with that acceleration up into 114. So retroactively now I've made a correction that I think should hold better in the future. So this has been your week in review. I got one right and one not as right. Here is the disclaimer. Obviously, don't trust what I'm doing. I'm still working on it, as you can see, and always use your own research and decisions. Hopefully, I'll just be one arrow in the quiver that you can look at to take a look. Now, stay tuned because there's going to be another prediction video that we look at AOI and Disney for the following week and see where we can get to. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe. It's always appreciated. And here are some credits for the various things. Thank you.